If you're over 60, every morning can feel like a battle against time. Stiff joints, slower memory, higher blood pressure. But what if the first few minutes after you wake up could completely change the rest of your day, and even add years to your life? Scientists now confirm that there are 5 simple morning rituals that can literally switch on your body's repair systems, protect your brain from memory loss, shield your heart from deadly attacks, and even lower cancer risk. The shocking part? Together, these rituals may wipe out up to 80% of the diseases that seniors fear the most. And the best part? They cost nothing, take just minutes, and anyone can start them tomorrow. Today, I'll reveal exactly what they are, how they work, inside your body, and why ignoring them might be the biggest health mistake seniors are making right now. Alright, let's start with morning ritual number 5. And this one is something almost every senior overlooks: hydrating your body the right way immediately after waking. When you're over 60, your body is far more prone to dehydration because the sensation of thirst diminishes with age. That means by the time you feel thirsty, your cells have already been running low on the water they need to transport nutrients, flush toxins, and keep your organs working properly. Overnight, while you sleep, your body loses close to a liter of water through breathing and sweating, even if the room feels cool. Waking up already dehydrated stresses the kidneys, thickens the blood, and increases the risk of clot formation, one of the silent triggers behind morning strokes and heart attacks, which are statistically most common between 6 and 10 a.m. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic have long warned that seniors who skip morning hydration are unknowingly putting their heart and brain at risk during these crucial hours. And yet this ritual isn't just about drinking any water. Studies show that cold water shocks the stomach and slows digestion in older adults, while lukewarm water, ideally with a squeeze of fresh lemon, helps stimulate the liver, activates digestive enzymes, and primes the gut microbiome for the first meal of the day. In fact, research published in the Journal of Clinical Gerontology found that seniors who start their mornings with at least 300 to 400 ml of warm water had lower blood pressure spikes, better bowel regularity, and even improved short-term memory scores within weeks. Add in the fact that hydration reduces joint stiffness by keeping cartilage lubricated, and you can see why this ritual is far more powerful than most people realize. It's a chain reaction. Hydrated blood flows smoother, oxygen reaches the brain faster, the heart pumps with less effort, and inflammation markers drop. That's why in regions like Okinawa, Japan, where healthy seniors routinely live past 90, morning water rituals are a cultural standard. And remember, it's not about gallons. It's about starting the day by giving your cells the fluid fuel they've been starved of all night. Done daily, this small act alone can cut down your risk of cardiovascular and cognitive decline by a staggering margin. Morning ritual number 4 is one that sounds deceptively simple, but has one of the biggest impacts on seniors over 60: morning sunlight exposure. When you step outside within the first hour after waking, even for just 10-15 minutes, you're not just getting fresh air, you're actually resetting your entire circadian rhythm, which governs sleep, hormones, digestion, and brain function. For seniors, this is especially critical because melatonin production and vitamin D absorption decline naturally with age. Without morning light, your body's internal clock drifts, leading to fragmented sleep at night, foggy memory during the day, and higher risk of depression. But when sunlight hits the retina, it sends signals straight to the suprachiasmatic nucleus in the brain, telling your body to wake up, raise core temperature, and switch off nighttime chemistry. The results are dramatic. Studies published in sleep medicine reviews show that seniors who get consistent morning light not only fall asleep faster and sleep deeper, but also perform better on memory tests and report improved mood. Sunlight also stimulates the skin to produce vitamin D, which plays a huge role in bone density, immune defense, and reducing cancer risk. In fact, research from the University of California found that older adults with sufficient vitamin D levels had a 22% lower risk of heart disease and nearly 40% lower risk of cognitive decline compared to those who were deficient. And here's the part most people don't realize: artificial lights, even bright indoor bulbs, can't match the intensity of natural sunlight. You would need dozens of lamps to equal the spectrum and strength of a short walk outside. That's why seniors in Nordic countries, where daylight hours are limited, have much higher rates of seasonal depression and bone fractures. In contrast, Mediterranean seniors who make morning walks a cultural habit enjoy longer life expectancy and sharper cognition well into their 80s and 90s. So if you're over 60, making it a ritual to get sunlight first thing in the morning doesn't just lift your mood, it literally lowers your risk of osteoporosis, dementia, and even cancer. The earlier you do it, the more powerful the effect, because your body aligns itself with the day instead of lagging behind in jet lag mode. Morning ritual. Number 3 is all about gentle movement right after waking. And no, this doesn't mean hitting the gym or doing anything extreme. For seniors over 60, light stretching, slow yoga poses, or even a short walk around the house can literally switch on circulation, metabolism, and brain activity in ways that lying in bed or going straight to the breakfast table never could. Overnight, as your body stays still for hours, blood pools in the lower extremities, joints stiffen, and muscles tighten. That's why so many older adults complain of morning stiffness or dizziness when they first stand up. But research from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who practice just 10 minutes of gentle stretching in the morning experienced 25% fewer falls, significantly lower blood pressure spikes, and even sharper mental focus throughout the day. The science is clear. Gentle morning movement improves blood flow to the brain, which boosts alertness, primes memory recall, and lowers the risk of ischemic events like mini-strokes. Even simple motions, like rotating your shoulders, lifting your arms, or marching in place, help activate the lymphatic system, which clears toxins that build up during sleep. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Consistent morning movement actually lowers fasting blood sugar, which is crucial since type 2 diabetes risk skyrockets after 60. In fact, one study from Harvard Medical School showed that seniors who performed light exercise in the morning had 30% better insulin sensitivity compared to those who only exercise later in the day. That means your body becomes more efficient at using energy, lowering the risk of diabetes complications and heart disease. And we can't forget the emotional side. Seniors who start the day with mindful, slow stretches report less anxiety and more motivation to stay active throughout the day, creating a ripple effect of healthier choices. Cultures known for longevity, like in rural China and Okinawa, often begin mornings with Tai Chi or walking rituals, proving that gentle, intentional movement isn't just exercise, it's preventive medicine. So instead of jumping straight into the chair with a cup of coffee, taking even 5 to 10 minutes to move your body can be the difference between feeling sluggish all day or energized and sharp. Morning ritual. Number 2 is one that almost every doctor recommends, but most seniors still get wrong: a balanced, anti-inflammatory breakfast within the first 2 hours of waking. After the age of 60, your body's ability to regulate blood sugar becomes weaker, which is why so many older adults feel sudden crashes of energy, dizziness, or even confusion mid-morning. Skipping breakfast altogether or eating something processed, like pastries, white bread, or sugary cereal, makes this problem worse because it floods the bloodstream with glucose and then leaves the brain starved when insulin overcorrects. But when you choose a small, nutrient-dense breakfast rich in protein, fiber, and healthy fats, you set off a chain reaction that protects memory, stabilizes heart rhythm, and lowers inflammation for the entire day. For example, Studies in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that seniors who eat protein in the morning preserve muscle mass 30% more effectively than those who load protein at night, which is critical since muscle loss is one of the strongest predictors of frailty and falls in old age. Adding fiber from oats, chia, or flax seeds slows the release of sugar into the blood, protecting not only against diabetes but also against the small vessel damage in the brain that accelerates dementia. And pairing it with healthy fats like avocado or olive oil helps absorb fat-soluble vitamins that defend against cancer and heart disease. In fact, research from Tufts University revealed that seniors who consumed a Mediterranean-style breakfast had 26% better cognitive scores and 40% lower levels of C-reactive protein, a key marker of inflammation linked to heart disease. What's even more fascinating is how food interacts with morning hormones. Cortisol naturally peaks after waking, and when paired with refined carbs, it worsens belly fat storage and raises blood pressure. But when combined with protein and antioxidants, that same cortisol helps mobilize energy more efficiently, leaving you sharper and calmer instead of jittery. That's why in countries like Greece and Italy, where older adults traditionally eat a small but nutrient-rich breakfast, olives, yogurt, nuts, and whole grains, rates of Alzheimer's and cardiovascular disease are dramatically lower compared to Western seniors who rely on toast, jam, and coffee. For someone over 60, starting the day with the right kind of fuel isn't just about avoiding hunger. It's about literally programming your metabolism, brain, and immune system for resilience against the most common killers of aging. Morning ritual. Number 1 is the most powerful of all, and it has less to do with what you eat or drink and more to do with training your brain through intentional stillness and breathing. For seniors over 60, chronic stress is one of the biggest accelerators of aging. It raises blood pressure, stiffens arteries, disrupts memory, and fuels inflammation that feeds cancer and heart disease. What most people don't realize is that your stress hormones, especially cortisol, are naturally highest in the morning. Left unmanaged, they set the tone for your entire day, making your heart race, your thoughts scatter, and your immune system weaker. But when you begin your morning with a ritual of mindful breathing, meditation, or even quiet prayer, you directly interrupt that stress response and activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and repair mode. A study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience showed that older adults who practiced 10 minutes of mindful breathing every morning had significantly lower blood pressure, stronger memory recall, and even thicker gray matter in brain regions, tied to decision-making. And it's not just the brain. Harvard researchers found that meditation lowered inflammatory markers like interleukin-6, which is directly tied to arthritis, diabetes, and cancer progression. What's most striking is how fast the results appear. In as little as 4 weeks, seniors who started a daily breathing ritual saw reduced anxiety, steadier heart rhythms, and improved sleep quality. And here's a fascinating detail. Deep, slow breathing increases nitric oxide production in the blood, a compound that relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation. That's why so many longevity cultures, from India's yoga traditions to Okinawan breathing exercises, place morning stillness at the very center of health and resilience. It doesn't require fancy equipment or hours of training, just 5 to 10 minutes of sitting comfortably, focusing on your breath and slowing down your mind can literally rewire your stress chemistry and shield your brain and heart from long-term damage. For seniors, this simple daily ritual may be the strongest shield against the very diseases most fear: memory loss, heart attacks, and cancer, because it targets the root driver of them all, chronic stress. Done consistently, it can transform Mornings from chaotic and draining into a foundation of calm energy that lasts the entire day. So let's bring it all together. If you're over 60, these 5 morning rituals aren't just small habits. They're powerful medicine that works with your body instead of against it. Number 5, proper hydration with warm water prevents the morning dehydration that silently triggers heart attacks and strokes. Number 4, morning sunlight resets your internal clock, strengthens bones, and protects memory. Number 3, gentle movement keeps your circulation flowing and your balance sharp. Number 2, a balanced anti-inflammatory breakfast programs your metabolism for the entire day. And number 1, intentional breathing or meditation calms stress hormones and shields your brain and heart from long-term damage. Each one alone brings benefits, but together they create a shield of protection that can wipe out up to 80% of the diseases seniors fear the most, from cancer to dementia to heart disease. What's amazing is that none of these cost a dime. No pills, no expensive treatments, just daily choices that take less than an hour in total, yet can extend not just your lifespan, but your health span. The years you stay strong, independent, and clear-minded. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, you have 2 paths. Fall into old routines that silently drain your health, or choose these 5 rituals that have been proven across cultures and scientific studies to keep you thriving well past 60, 70 and beyond. Which path will you take? Let me know in the comments, because your voice could inspire another senior to make the change today. And remember, consistency, not perfection, is what rewires your body for resilience. Start with one ritual, add another, and before you know it, you'll have built a morning routine that doesn't just start your day, it saves your life.